Okay, let's go ahead and call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission regular meeting of November 19th, 2025. It is 6:30 p.m. We are in Assembly Chambers this evening. Can everybody please join me in saying the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could I get a roll call, please?
Ms. Frazier,
Here.
Mr. Neff,
Here.
Mr. Dagan,
Present.
Ms. Craig,
Here.
Ms. Williamson,
Here.
Mr. Cleary,
Here.
Mr. Mangini.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Could I get a motion for the approval of the agenda, please?
I make a motion to approve this week's agenda.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
We'll count that as in favor due to the delay. All right, we have an agenda. Approval of our October 15th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Could I get a motion to approve those, please?
Move to approve October 15th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
I second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes? Any proposed edits? Anything? No? Okay. All right, all in favor of approval of the minutes as presented, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Minutes are approved. That brings us to citizens' comments. Citizens' comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. If you'd like to call in, you can use our local number at 907-486-3231 or our toll-free number 855-492-9202. Comments are for general topics only, so if you're here to speak on a public hearing item this evening, don't come up quite yet. If there is anybody in the audience that would like to make public comment, please make sure that you sign in and state your name for the record before speaking. Okay, looks like we don't have anybody for public comment this evening, so let's go ahead and move on to our public hearings. First public hearing is case number 26-006. It requests a variance to reduce the front yard setback from 25 feet to 9.4 feet for a second residence. Can I get a motion, please?
I move to approve Resolution FY 2026-009.
I second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Can we go ahead and get a staff report, please?
Excuse me. Good evening, Commissioners. Before you is the case for, sorry, I'm losing it. Before you is case 26-006. The applicant requests a variance to the 25-foot front yard setback within the R2 zoning district. In addition, this variance request also includes a reduction in the front yard setback based on KIBC 17.155.010, which requires a 40-foot setback from the center line of Mission Road for the subject property. For this section of Mission Road, that setback would be 15 feet from the front property line. The applicant would like to construct a secondary residence within the front yard setback. In addition, the applicant is conducting extensive site work to the property to address longstanding structural issues within the primary residence. This lot is zoned R2, two-family residential district, which permits 2 residential dwelling units. As stated in the application, the applicant plans to use the same siding and color to match the main structures so as not to change the characteristic of the parcel. The applicant's lot is located within a half-mile of Mission Beach. In addition to that, the location of the proposed second residence will be located behind a 6-foot fence and has a significant elevation from the street. so it should not block any neighboring properties nor their parking.
Okay, thank you, Bronwyn. Any clarifying questions from staff before we open the public hearing? No? Okay. With that, we'll go ahead and close the regular meeting and open the public hearing. Similar to public comments, we ask that speakers sign in, state your name for the record, make sure that the microphone is on. Speakers are generally limited to 3 minutes. If you would like to call in, you certainly can. Sorry, some iPad issues here. Our local number is 907-486-3231, and our toll-free number is 855-492-9202. You guys don't want to come up? You don't have to. Okay, all right. Okay, we don't have anybody here in the room. Do we have anybody on the phone? Nope. Okay, well, let's go ahead and close our public hearing, reopen our regular meeting, and open the floor for discussion. You got something, Sean?
Yep, sorry. So I did talk to a couple of neighbors in that area, and they thought that it was going to be encroaching past where the fence was. And then when I explained to them what we talked about at our previous meeting, how it was going to stay within the fence line towards the house and nothing was going to move out farther, that put a different perspective to their previous thoughts, and they were more receptive to it. And I think that was definitely a key point.
Okay, Chris, you look like you have something to say.
I just want to point out, since this is a quasi-judicial case being a variance, if you did speak to someone about the case outside of the public hearing, you do need to disclose that, in which Sean has disclosed that, but he will need to let the rest of the commission know whether he feels that he can still vote on this case and be impartial based on his communications with neighbors or outside parties from the applicant.
Okay. Did you hear Chris's comment, Sean?
I did, and I don't have any problem not voting on that. I just, in passing, did talk to that individual, or they brought it up with me, and that was some clarification that I think is a good key point. If I need to abstain from the vote, not a problem at all.
You don't need to abstain from the vote. You just need to make sure that the record shows that you believe that you can vote impartially and fairly on the subject. So if you feel that way, you can definitely vote.
Correct. Yeah, I don't feel either way that would sway my vote from our previous week's meeting based off those comments.
Okay, perfect. Other comments from the group? I will say that I was glad to see the city's support, because that was when I initially read the staff report, that was one of the questions that I had, given that the setbacks for Mill Bay Road and Mission are for future development within the city limits. So that was, I was glad to see that from them. If there are no other comments, I think we're ready to take a roll call vote, please.
Miss Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Neff,
Here, or yes.
Mr. Dagan,
No.
Miss Craig,
Yes.
Miss Williamson,
No.
Mr. Cleary, Mr. Cleary,
Yes.
Mr. Mangini.
Yes.
Would anyone wish to change their vote? Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. That brings us to case number 26-005, an administrative request for the road name change from Landfill Road to Tsunami Road. This case corresponds with subdivision case number S25-006's conditions of approval. Staff report, please.
Yes, thank you. This is a street name change. This is in accordance with KIBC 1210.
Real quick, I just want to say there was no motion made.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. You're right.
You are so right. My apologies. Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion for case number 260005, 2 zeros and a 5.
To approve it?
To approve it, yes.
Second.
Excuse me. The motion should be, I move to approve resolution FY 2026-011.
Thank you for that clarification. I move to approve resolution FY 2026-09. Is that the correct language that we're using?
09 was the previous case.
Yeah, we're on,
It's 011 is the one that you're on for the street name
All right.
change.
So I see in the packet discrepancies as well as the cheat sheet that's here. So let's go with, I move to approve resolution FY 2026-011.
perfect. Okay, we have a motion, and do we have a second on our corrected motion? Did I hear a second?
I second, yes.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Sorry.
Dennis. No, that's quite all right. Okay, now
Okay.
we are ready for a staff report. Thank you, Haley.
Thank you. So this is a request under KIBC 12.10.050, which is changes to existing street names. This proposal would change the current landfill road that runs through the property located at Township 34 degrees south, range 25 degrees west in the city of Old Harbor, from Landfill Road to Tsunami Road. As mentioned in your discussion, this request was based on a condition of approval to the Tsunami subdivision case number S25-/006, which created the Tsunami Road. In creating the Tsunami Road, the commission requested by condition of approval that the applicant change the existing landfill road that is on this particular subject property and that leads to the City of Old Harbor's landfill, change that name to Tsunami Road to match the name of the road for the new subdivision that dedicates that right-of-way. Staff has reviewed this in accordance with the code and has recommended approval for the name change, and the findings of fact for the case are in your staff report and also in resolution FY 2026-011. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Any questions for Chris? No? Okay. So let's go ahead and close the regular meeting and open public hearing. If you'd like to give us a call, you can call our local number at 907-486-3231 or our toll-free number at 855-492-9202. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. If there's anybody in the audience who would like to come up, same spiel as the last public hearing, please make sure that you sign in, state your name for the record, and that your mic is on. Okay, we don't have anybody in the room or on the phone, so we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and reopen the regular meeting. Discussion amongst the commission? Nope. I feel like this one's pretty cut and dry. They're just, they're just meeting the requirements of their conditions of approval. So let's go ahead and do a roll call vote. Haley?
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Neff,
Yes.
Mr. Dagan,
Yes.
Miss Craig,
Yes.
Miss Williamson,
Yes.
Mr. Cleary,
Yes.
Mr. Mangini.
Yes.
Does anyone wish to change their vote? Motion passes.
Thank you. Brings us to our last public hearing for the evening. Case number 26-008, changes to Kodiak Island Borough Code Title 17 zoning related to short-term rental definitions. Can I get a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve resolution FY 2026-010.
Second it.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Can we get a staff report, please?
Yes, thank you. So based on current issues with short-term rental-related definitions and uses, the proposed code amendment corrects these issues while providing for distinct short-term rental uses definitions based on current code allowances while providing additional guidance to staff and to ensure that zoning compliance permits require documentation that new short-term rental uses are registered for the transient accommodation tax. A detailed analysis of the proposed changes are included within the staff report, starting at the bottom of page 2 and ending on page 4 of the report. The findings that support the staff recommendation are located in the staff report and are also located within the proposed resolution FY 2026-10. If you have any questions on these changes or would like a detailed review of each change, I'd be happy to go through those for you.
I think we're probably good.
Okay.
Okay, any clarifying questions of Chris? Nope. Okay. We will close the regular meeting and open the public hearing. Anybody who wishes to provide public comment over the phone, please give us a call at 907-486-3231, or you can use our toll-free number at 855-492-9202. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. If you're in the room, please make sure that you state your name for the record and sign in. Turn your mic on before you speak. Where is everybody tonight? Okay, looks like we don't have anybody wishing to provide public comment, so we will close the public hearing and reopen the regular meeting. Commission discussion. No commission discussion, huh? So, I'll talk, sorry. So I was reading through this again today, and I was wondering, this is technical, not substantive in any way, wondering why we've put homestay, vacation home, and bed and breakfast all within one item instead of giving them each their own line.
We were basically following that specific line, trying not to add more lines in here that change a lot of the letters that follow, so try to minimize the amount of change to it. And also, a lot of these uses are related to each other, and so that's why we try to put in similar, similar rows. We certainly can change them out if you want to do it that way, but we were just trying to save too many additional clerical changes in the ordinance.
Gotcha. That helps. I just was wondering because I think throughout most of the rest of the code, each use is listed individually. Not that it matters too terribly much.
Yeah, some of these uses are like, for example, if we look at R3, boarding houses, homestay is now what boarding houses was called, and we included hostel with it. Those uses can be fairly similar since you're leasing out rooms or renting out rooms. It's really more of the scale of the use in terms of which is the big difference. But they're renting out rooms. So some of them we tried to keep them in line with those, and others it was just based on what was already in that line, and we just tried to keep them together.
Gotcha. Okay. And then line 290, that's where the off-street parking table starts.
Okay.
For homestay or vacation home, we use the word dependent. And I think that we should make the vacation rental verbiage match that. So for vacation rental, it says in parentheses, depending on the number of units. And I think that should probably also say dependent
Okay.
on the number of units in the building.
Instead of depending.
Yeah.
So
I
we-
think it should also be dependent,
Okay, so
instead
we
of
would need,
depending on.
would need a motion to amend.
right? But I also, on that same line, also very nitpicky. For homestay and vacation home, it has dependent on the number of units in the building, and then vacation rental has depending on the number of units within the building. So I think we should just make them both with or within, so that they match. I know we'll need a motion for that, but I mean, the rest of the group might not even care, and they might be like, it doesn't matter, we don't need to vote on that, so.
And you can do and the motion can be done for both of those changes at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Any thoughts from anybody else on my nitpicking?
No, I think it's smart to have the verbiage, match. Just makes sense, personally.
I can appreciate the nuance and the attention to detail. And so, again, I'd rather see us have parity and consistency.
Okay, well, I think technically I can make the motion, but as the chair, I would encourage somebody else to probably make the motion.
I make a motion to accept the changes that Sarah wants done.
I think
I'll
we,
second.
I think we probably have to be a little more specific for the record, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate the support, but, if anybody comes back and reads this in a couple years, they're gonna,
And if
They
you
won't
want,
know.
staff can, if Tracy, you want to make your motion that it's changing the parking table for homestay, vacation home, and then vacation rental to be consistent with regards to saying dependent on the number of units within the building, that's fine. And then we can read it back to you if we need to.
So Commissioner Tracy, I strongly advocate and encourage you here to wordsmith this with Chris and all of us. So, Chris, what would it look like?
So what Chairperson Fraser is stating is that in the off-street parking table starting on page 309 of the resolution, it would be towards the end of the table, that we have two lines, one for homestay or vacation home and one for vacation rental. In the parentheses at the end of the actual required off-street parking spaces, the idea here would be to say it's a kind of a combination of those two lines, so it would be dependent capital on the number of units within the building, is my understanding, and have that apply to the parentheses for both of these lines in the parking requirement.
Okay. So my firefighter brain in me is not computing. I can only do like 5-10 things. So
I think I could take a shot at it if you
you want
want.
to take a
Yeah.
shot? Go for it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, I move to amend table 1, off-street parking number of spaces required, and lines 3 and 4 within parentheses to both match dependent on the number of units within the building.
That's a part A, right? We have a second piece we need to put into this. Is that correct? That encompass
Yeah,
both? Then I second that motion.
Okay.
okay, we've got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion before we vote? Okay, Haley, can we get a roll call vote on the amendment, please?
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Neff,
Yes.
Mr. Dagan,
Yes.
Ms. Craig,
Yes.
Ms. Williamson,
Yes.
Mr. Cleary,
Yes.
Mr. Mangini.
Yes.
The amendment passes.
Thank you. Any additional discussion on the main motion as amended? Nope. Okay. So can we go ahead and get a roll call vote on the main motion as amended, please?
Ms. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Neff,
Yes.
Mr. Dagan,
Yes.
Ms. Craig,
Yes.
Ms. Williamson,
Yes.
Mr. Cleary,
Yes.
Mr. Mangini.
Yes.
Does anyone wish to change their vote? Motion passes.
Thank you. That concludes our public hearings for the evening. We do not have any old business. We don't have any new business. We do have one planning and zoning case result letter in our packet that is for the Kodiak Maritime Museum parking variance approval. We do not have any abbreviated and final plat approvals. So that brings us to director's comments.
All right, thank you. So, update on Plan 2045, the new comprehensive plan project. 2 workshops are scheduled for December 9th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and December 11th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here in the Assembly Chambers to discuss economic development element of the comprehensive plan. In addition, staff sent out survey to businesses related to economic development, and there's also a resident survey that is online and can be accessed from the Plan 2045 website, which is listed here in the director's report. And these surveys will be open until the end of December. In addition, the Russian River and Sargent Creek Bridges Pell Study had an open house that was held on November 4th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Women's Bay Fire Hall. The meeting was well attended, and the consultant HDR, along with Alaska Department of Transportation and Public Facilities, received a lot of good comments regarding the flooding issues and also issues related to the bridge replacement projects. Child Care Title 17 Code Amendment. The code amendment related to child care uses was approved by the Assembly at its November 6, 2025 regular meeting. Staff and the Commission received supportive comments from the Assembly members related to this ordinance, as well as previous ordinances that were basically seen as improvements to the code. So got some kudos there from the Assembly on that work. In addition, I wanted to bring up an issue that we'll talk about, I think, at the next in December meetings, about parking requirements for assembly uses. So this could include uses like churches, but also theaters and a whole bunch of other kinds of uses. One of the problems we have in applying the parking requirement for that use is that it's based on the number of seating, but as it says at the end of that, it says 1 space per 4 seating based on the, I forget exactly how it's worded. Thank you. Maximum seating capacity. The problem is when you talk to the building department staff about it, they can't calculate a maximum seating capacity without having fixed seats. So what they do is they calculate a maximum standing capacity, which of course does not really help us with doing our parking requirement for this use. So we're going to bring forward a potential interpretation of what that parking requirement should be when we don't have fixed seating, and we want to bring that to the discussion at the next work session in December, but also we'll have a business item to bring before the commission in December to talk about direction on whether, how you want us to do that in terms of square footage requirement or something similar to that when we don't have fixed seating. So just wanted to make the commission aware of that. Other than that, I don't have anything else unless you have any questions.
Questions for Chris? Nope. Okay. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. This brings us back to citizens' comments. Citizens' comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. If you're listening on the radio, you can give us a call, 907-486-3231, or you can use our toll-free number at 855-492-9202. Comments are for general topics only. We ask anybody that's in the room coming up, if you could just sign in and state your name for the record, we'd really appreciate it. Okay, well, we don't have anybody that would like to make citizens' comments this evening, so let's move on to commissioner comments. We'll start with our folks on Zoom. Mr. Mangini, do you have any commissioner comments?
Not really. Just thanks for everybody else for all their work on this, especially the short-term rental. I think that's an important change that needs to happen, and it will help with clarification for future work. So, good job.
Thank you. Sean?
Oops, to piggyback on that, appreciate the extra attention to detail, the little things that that sometimes flow by the wayside and that we pick up on, and great to be able to still be part of the conversation remote.
Thank you. Athenas?
Yeah, just everything the guy said. Thank you all for being here. Being there, I should say.
Court?
Oh, thank you.
Tracy?
Thank you for all the work you guys did to prepare for the meeting, and thank you, Nick, for helping me.
I would also like to echo Tracy's sentiment. Thank you, Chris, Rowan, Haley. Thank you for your service. Also, may you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I love the fact that we have this integrated technology and that we've embraced this where we can have our commissioners remotely and ourselves here physically and do the work of the people's business. So again, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. Thank you.
Okay, that leaves me. I will not be at the work session in December because I will be working, unfortunately. But I will be at the regular meeting. I responded to both of the surveys that you guys have out right now, and I appreciated the thought that went into the questions and the formatting. So I definitely would encourage anybody else who has input on economic development in Kodiak to please provide that, because this is an opportunity to share that in a meaningful way. So definitely do that and have your friends do it too, please. I think that's all I've got. So I guess that just leaves our schedule. So our next work session is next month on the 10th, 6:30 p.m. here in Assembly Chambers. And then our regular meeting is the following week, December 17th, also at 6:30 p.m. here in Assembly Chambers. So we hope to see everybody here or on the phone. Public input is important, so keep my fingers crossed. All right, with that, I guess we'll go ahead and adjourn. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All right. Motion second. All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. We're adjourned at 7:03. Thank you.